Okay, so when I am looking at the student response, their analysis of letter from a Birmingham jail, I'm thinking about what does my exemplary response look like, and what is the criteria that's referenced in the rubric. So I'm thinking specifically about the argue competency, and I can craft a line of reasoning, attainment, and the specific piece of that rubric for that competency that focuses on commentary. So that language says that the commentary zooms in to interpret key aspects of evidence, words, phrases, lines, and images, to interpret those key aspects of the evidence and then zooms out to synthesize the different pieces of evidence and connect them to the claim. But I am going to look specifically at the commentary zooms in. That is the piece of the rubric that I'm focusing this assignment on with my students. So let's see what we have here. This student wrote, Martin Luther King uses ethos in his letter when he writes, Since I feel that you are men of genuine goodwill and that your criticisms are sincerely set forth, I want to try to answer your statement. This is an example of ethos because by being honest and telling the reader why he's answering the criticism, this earns the reader's trust because he's being honest about the reason he's answering the clergyman's criticism. Martin Luther King uses logos in his letter when he writes, I am in Birmingham because injustice is here. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the Macedonian call for aid. In this paragraph, he uses the Bible to compare the situation. The clergymen are primarily religious, and by using biblical references, he's connecting with them on a spiritual level. Okay, so this student does use pieces of evidence, and that is part of the prerequisites in being able to have a strong commentary. So that is a good start. But let's look at the evidence that the student uses and how they comment on that evidence. So, since I feel you are men of genuine goodwill and that your criticisms are sincerely set forth, I want to try to answer your statement. I'm thinking about that and I'm asking myself the question, why is Martin Luther King saying you are men of genuine goodwill and your criticisms are sincerely set forth? Now, the student is saying that it's an example of ethos because MLK is being honest. But I think that it goes a little bit more deeply than that because when I read the text, I know that MLK, his background is that he's also a minister or a pastor, and he's writing to pastors. And so I believe that the purpose of his letter, as we talked about in class previously, is for him to persuade. So I'm thinking about he's trying to build this connection to show that he believes that these men have goodwill, that they are religious individuals. He believes that they're in this for a good reason, and he's trying to build rapport with them that way. So I think the student can actually do a little bit more work here in terms of unpacking that particular phrase. So I want to ask some questions and remind students of the goal so that they can do some of that thinking themselves. Let's see what that can look like.